Alright, there we go. There we go. I was sitting here waiting for the stream to start, and I was like, why is it not starting on YouTube? I didn't hit start streaming yet. That will probably do it. Okay, are we good? I think we're good now. Alright, we're good. So today, you guys, we're going to be talking about the right way to use acceptance for anxiety. Now, I've made a video on this in the past, and I've touched on this a few times in the past. Not using acceptance like a pill, so forth and so on, but we've grown a lot since then. So I wanted to retouch on this subject because it's such an important subject. It's everything. It means everything. And I see your comments. I'll get to reading those in just a second. But there is a right way and a wrong way to use acceptance. And for the longest time, I was using it the wrong way. If you followed my story, why are we... Okay, never mind. Connection is back. Anyway, if you followed my story, for the longest time, I did know about acceptance. I knew about Claire Weeks, and I had read her books. I had watched her videos on, YouTube, and I knew about all that. But I was using acceptance the wrong way. Okay, I've had 3 serious bouts of sensitization in my life. It wasn't until the last one, most recent one, that I actually started to use acceptance the right way. But anyway, how was I using it the wrong way? I was using it in a way that I was telling myself, okay, here's this great concept called acceptance, and I know why it works. I see why it works. It all makes sense. I like the idea of this. I'm going to use it, and I hope it keeps the panic and anxiety away. That's where I was going wrong. That's where I was going wrong, because to use acceptance is the complete opposite of that. We don't use it in a way that we try to use it and then tell ourselves, okay, I'm using this great new thing called acceptance, and I hope it keeps the anxiety and panic away, because that's the opposite of what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do with true acceptance, if we're using it the right way, is to change our mindset completely from, I don't want anxiety and panic, and I dread it, and I hate it, and we change our mindset from all of those negative, fearful thoughts to, okay, it's okay if I have anxiety and panic symptoms. I embrace them, I accept them, and if you start to feel them bubble up, it's to change your mindset from, oh shit, oh no, to, okay, this is a perfect chance and opportunity for me to accept, embrace, study these feelings, allow them to be there, and to stop running away from them. And in doing so, I can lose the fear of them, because that's the key, losing the fear of them. Because as long as we fear them, because we're always running from them and we never stop to embrace them and we never stop to work with them instead of working against them, if we never do these things, we always fear the symptoms, and the symptoms cannot exist without fear of them, okay? Because anxiety works in such a way that it wants to protect us from danger. So when we're behaving fearfully and thinking fearfully, anxiety jumps in to protect us. Then we add more fear with our misinterpretations of the feelings. Then we add more fear with the way we think, and there you go. More anxiety. So true acceptance is to not use it in such a way that, okay, I hope this keeps my symptoms away. It's to use it in such a way that we truly do embrace the symptoms, and we change our mindset from victim, from, oh no, get away, from, all that negative crap, to, it's okay that you're here, symptoms. Hello. Welcome. I embrace you. I accept you. And I'm going to work with you and just see you for what you are, instead of adding all of that second fear, which I've been doing for so long, which has been keeping the feelings coming back time and time again. So that is true acceptance. To embrace, accept, and when you feel those feelings come, not to say, not to add all of that second fear and say things like, oh God, here it comes, but instead to change your entire perspective and to change that mindset to one of, oh, okay, hello, welcome, I'm going to work with you. It's okay, it's fine, you can be here. I see you for what you are. Oh, there's that symptom. There's that symptom. Okay, that's fine. It's not a big deal. You see, we cut out that second fear that drives this thing by changing our false beliefs, by breaking down those old negative thought patterns and becoming more rational, accepting, and embracing. And in doing so, we realize that this whole time, there was never anything wrong with us. There was never anything bad happening to us. But rather, this whole time, it was us fueling these feelings. It was us and our attempts to run away and try to forget about and think all this negative shit that was fueling the feelings. It was never any outside force doing this to us. It was us doing it to us. And with true acceptance and embracing and not shrinking from the feelings, but rather standing up tall, embracing and allowing and changing our mindset, we realize that this whole time we were doing this to us. So that is true acceptance, to embrace, to allow, to be okay with, and change our negative thought patterns, change our false beliefs, see it for what it is, and be more rational. That is true acceptance. To go from, I don't want this anymore, I must fight it and get away from it, to, it's okay if it comes. I'm going to take it as a learning opportunity. I'm going to see it for what it really is, and I'm going to work on my new positive habits. So, there you go, you guys. That's the right and wrong way to use acceptance. Don't make the same mistake I did for the longest time. I thought I was using acceptance. I wasn't. I was running from it, and I was telling myself that I was accepting, but at the same time, in my mind, I was thinking things like, please leave me alone, symptoms, please. And this was the fuel. That was the fuel to the fire. So don't make the same mistake that I did. So anyway, you guys. Anyway, I see all your comments rolling. I see all your comments rolling. I see them. I haven't read them yet. Of course, I've been too busy talking, but I see them. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. I'll try to start from the top, even though there is a lot. Chad, hello. Beth, Blades, Andy, second. Andy, hello. We need to play Rust. Evan Star, Brown Girl, Robert. Trying to make sure I don't say these names twice. Beth. Follow Your Bliss. Hello. Hi, Wonder Bro. Thanks for caring about us. Thanks for all your advice. Not a problem. My pleasure. As always. I love stream days. I love stream days. For those of you who don't know, I try to stick to a formula of video stream, video stream. Do I always stick to that? Absolutely not. There's a lot of times I go against that, but for the most part, I do try to stick to the whole format of video stream, just so you guys know kind of what to expect next. That way, if you see a regular video on the channel, you can, more than likely you're going to see a stream next time. Embrace it, accept it, and keep moving forward. Yes, when we do that, we lose the fear, and that's the key. That's the important thing here, to lose the fear of the symptoms, because it is your fear of them that keeps them coming back. Very ironic and shitty. It sucks, but it's the truth. It's the fear of the symptoms that keep the symptoms coming back. Ironic as hell, but that's how it works. So with true acceptance, we embrace and we lose the fear, because for the first time in our lives, we're not adding second fear. It's the second fear that makes this thing suck and get out of hand. So when we stop doing that and we change our mindsets, we break our false negative beliefs, and we become more rational, then we stop adding that second fear, and that is the key. That is the key. A lot of people try to convince themselves and to convince others that they're using true acceptance, but at the end of the day, they're not. And they wonder why they're not making any progress. Well, it's because you're still living in that false negative mindset of fear, 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 instead of working on new positive habits like being more rational, not following those negative thoughts, embracing, accepting, Oh, you're on your evening walk. Nice, nice. I'm glad to be your entertainment for your walk. I realize that I speak to myself negatively a lot, especially when in public and surrounded by my peers. Does acceptance work for these persuasive, low self-esteem thoughts? Yes, because anytime we try to fight off or argue with negative thoughts, it's usually not going to go our way, because we're giving fuel to the fire, so to speak. So there's really two ways you can go about thoughts. The way that I recommend is to just notice them, like, hello, there you are, and I'm not going to follow you. So you can come and go as you will. I'm not going to try to suppress you either, but you can come and go as you will, but I'm not going to add to it. I'm not going to give you my full focus. I'm not going to get up there in my head and start, arguing with you. I'm going to see you. I'm just going to be like, oh, okay, no thanks, come and go. You can be more positive if you absolutely feel like that's the way you have to go, but you have to keep it short and sweet. So say that you see these negative thoughts coming, maybe you can say something positive to yourself like, okay, that's obviously ridiculous because of this, and then drop it and move on. Don't obsess. I don't want you to think it's okay to obsess. It's not. You shouldn't. But if you think that being more positive is going to help you, go for it. That's a great start. But just make sure you keep it short and sweet, because otherwise it turns into hours of obsession, which is not what we're going for here. We want to keep it short and sweet, and then we want to bring our attention away from that. Don't fuel it. Okay, come and go. Thanks. Bring our attention, bring our energy away from that. Hi, Wonder Bro. How do I go about drinking coffee and tea when I have anxiety? Personally, I don't drink caffeine because I sleep a hell of a lot better without caffeine. So I cut out all caffeine a while ago, and actually, it wasn't that long ago, maybe like 6 months ago or something. So I don't drink caffeine, but if you want to drink your coffee and your tea, then it's all about true acceptance, okay? These thoughts that you're telling yourself and entertaining, that's what's causing, that second fear is what's causing your anxiety, not really any outside force or circumstance. That's why, and my proof there is you've got all these people out there in the world who can do all these crazy, crazy things, like jump out of helicopters, or, wow, that was loud, no, but Jesus, or go rock climbing, and they're okay with it. They love it because they embrace that fear and they're not adding second fear. So there's no difference between you and them. It's just that you have a bad habit of adding second fear, and that's what you need to remember. Sorry if my dog just busted your eardrums. Rip to all headphone users. How do you handle having an anxiety attack when you're passing by a crowd of people? It's so embarrassing and scary. Most people, like 99.9% of people, are not going to know that you're feeling anxiety and panic. I've had some of my most intense panic attacks in like cars full of people, and nobody knew because most people's not just looking for that. They're not even thinking of anxiety and panic. It's not even on their mind. So to care about what other people think, it's irrelevant, because I promise they're not even going to notice. And if they do notice, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, what difference to your life does somebody else's opinion truly make at the end of the day? What difference does it truly, truly make what somebody else thinks? Answer that question for me, and we'll debate it. But honestly, it does not. It does not matter. Love you, Wonder Bro. Love you too. Right back at you. I'm glad when I don't get anxious going somewhere, but at the same time, I'm not. Hey, whatever happens, happens. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. Overthinking it's going to get you absolutely nowhere. It's going to accomplish absolutely nothing. Go with the flow of life. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you know what needs to be done with acceptance, embracing, being more rational and positive with these feelings instead of adding second fear. So if you do, you know what to do. If you don't, great. No need to overthink it. I'm part vampire, I think. I hate the daytime. I think I'm part vampire too. Usually for me, I'll fix my sleep schedule and I'll be like, yeah, good sleep schedule. I'm getting up bright and early, so productive. And then within 2 weeks, it's back to being up all night. So I've just embraced it at this point in my life. I've just embraced it. It's just who I am. It's a part of who I am. Everything can seem a little odd when sensitized, just because all of your senses are heightened. So remember that. Everything can seem a little bit odd. So will you say taking supplements to help anxiety is showing your brain you're afraid? If you want to take vitamins or whatever, if you want to have a crutch with medication, I can't really give talk about that too much, but I'll just say that I didn't. But if you want to, you can, as long as you're practicing that acceptance. I think Nova sees a cat outside or something. I don't know. She's been going back and forth to the window like 10 times already. If she sees a cat, she'll go absolutely crazy, and I'm really sorry if it blows your eardrums, because it's really loud. Thanks for all you do, Wonder Bro. It is my pleasure. It is my pleasure. Thank you, Wonder Bro. No problem. I took tons of supplements while sensitized because I kept looking for a cure. Consider the reason why you're taking that supplement. Good comment. I like that comment. I need the practice, and it hits hard when it comes back. That's why it bugs me when anxiety goes down all by itself. Remember, you are not broken. You are not, unfixable. You have a simple bad habit of adding second fear, and that second fear keeps it alive. So we lose that second fear by using acceptance and welcoming any symptoms we have so we can work with them and start to form new positive rational beliefs that end that second fear. So that's what it's all about. It's okay to go back and forth in this journey, Suzanne. You need the practice, and recovery is usually not a straightforward thing. You're trying to form new positive habits over these very negative habits that you've probably had for a majority of your life and maybe not even realized it. So it's okay that it takes time, and it's understandable if you do good and then have some shit days, do good, then have some shit days. You're working on it, you're practicing, you're building these new positive habits, and this does not happen overnight. It does not happen overnight. Thanks for always being there for all of us. You are awesome. It is truly my pleasure. Love you guys. Um, you are great, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Claire Weeks, Healing for Your Nerves. Excited to read after I'm done with my current book. Awesome. Dr. Claire Weeks has several good books. I've only read Hope and Help for Your Nerves, so I can't really speak on the other ones, but I'm sure if it's her work, then it's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't read her books, you can do so. I mean, I pretty much teach you everything. I do teach you everything that you need to know here on the channel, but if you want to add some icing to the cake and read some Dr. Claire Weeks stuff, great, go for it. Amazing, amazing books, amazing woman. A hangover or serious hang anxiety sensitized me for further after some healing. Yeah, I don't really recommend. I'm assuming when you say hangover, you're talking about alcohol. I don't really recommend drinking because it's just bad for your nerves. This is a physical thing. This isn't second fear. It's just, simply put, alcohol is shit for your body. So I would not recommend it, but completely personal choice. Completely, that's personal choice. Watching your videos helps me to overcome my anxiety and fear for the past few months. Awesome. Just keep going. Just keep going. It's not always going to be easy. You're going to have moments where you're wanting so badly to slip back into bad habits. But don't. Stay focused on the goal here and form those new positive habits. I can at least sleep now, whereas before I didn't sleep. Okay, so you're making progress. You just need to keep practicing. You need to keep working on acceptance. You need to keep building these new positive habits and breaking those old habits of second fear. And like I just said, this doesn't happen overnight, so give yourself some slack. Give yourself some slack. I have her book, Hope and Help. It's awesome. She was one great lady. Yes, she was. Love Claire Weeks. Love me some Claire Weeks. I need to make a BRB screen. I just realized that. When I got this new computer, I lost my BRB screen with all the fancy music and whatnot. I can't seem to recognize an anxiety attack until I'm fully in one. Are there any early warning signs I can look out for? Usually you can tell just by the symptoms, just by the increase of symptoms. Not to say that you can't be thrown into an anxiety attack very quickly, but usually there are symptoms, so look out for that. And, what's most important here is that what we do with ourselves when we get in those situations. Are we adding second fear? If we are, we need to switch to acceptance mode. Embrace, allow, watch our minds. Are we adding a lot of second fear? If so, we need to break those habits. We need to break those habits. I just put 110% faith into Warner Bros. Teachings and just stop trying. Yes, just stop trying. Stop trying to fix. There's nothing to fix. You just have a bad habit of adding second fear. Nose is itchy. It's hard to even focus on anything. Any tips for when you're in a full-blown anxiety attack? Watch yourself. Are you adding second fear? what thoughts are you telling yourself? Like, oh God, I wish this would go away, or oh God, here it is, will it ever leave? Are you doing that? Are you entertaining those kinds of thoughts? Because if so, that's the second fear right there, and that's why you're stuck in this cycle. And it's a perfect chance to change that way of thinking. Instead of following those negative thoughts, become more rational and positive, and break those old habits. Break those old habits by accepting, embracing, watching yourself to see if you're adding second fear. Last question, will you heal any faster by purposely facing your fears slash triggers? If you want to face your fears and triggers, go for it. Go for it. Any chance that you get to embrace fear and to break those habits of second fear, that's great practice. Great practice. It does get easier and it does get better, yes. It does get easier and it does get better. And now that you're here on the channel, you've got the right advice and you can succeed and you can go further than you ever thought possible. All right, you guys. So how long have we been streaming for? Let's see. Coming up on half an hour. I try to keep my streams under half an hour most of the time, so I'm going to go ahead and end it here. If I did miss any of your questions, if I missed any of your questions, I'm very, very sorry. I try to keep up with chat the absolute best that I can. A lot of questions come in, and I try to keep up, but sometimes I get a little lost. So I apologize if I missed any of your questions. Feel free to go find my recent video and comment on the stream when it's uploaded. If you have a question, I'll try to answer it that way. Let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about? Thank you for 6K. Truly, truly appreciate it. I am very grateful. Let's see, coaching sessions. If you'd like a coaching session with me one-on-one, reach out to the Facebook page or Instagram. Any other things I want to cover before I end the stream? As soon as I end the stream, I'll think of like a bunch of things I wanted to tell you guys about. So let's see. I think we're good. I think we're good. Join our Discord. Wait. Join our Discord. Discord is basically just a free like chat program app where people can go and talk among each other. So we basically have this acceptance-based chat room, and it's totally free if you would like to join it. Let's see. I will try to post the link to that Discord in the live stream chat right now. There it is. I hope that's the right Discord. Oh God. Okay, yes. Yes, that is the right Discord. So if you want a chat room where it's acceptance based and it's the Wonder Bro community, there you go. There's the link to that Discord right there in the chat. All you got to do is download Discord, which is free on your phone or computer. So I love you guys, and until next time, as always, right there, stay awesome.